pinpoint forecast. Little cooler tomorrow at 59 degrees.
And now on to today's Money 911. We're tackling your financial questions and dishing out advice. From home equity lines of credit to saving for retirement, we've got you covered. Today's financial editor, Jean Chatzky, is standing by, actually sitting down. She is ready to spring into action.
Absolutely.
Jean, okay, so let's get right to it. We've got, this is from Doug in Washington. He's recently married. He and his wife live in their condominium, and he writes, I want to stay in the condo, pay it off in the next year to 18 months. My new wife and her mom think we can buy a house now and pay off the condo over several more years. I don't like that idea because potentially we could lose both homes if we run into financial difficulties.
Let me just say I am so with Doug on this one. This is not the time economically in the financial straits that we're in to be taking huge risks. Pay it off and then move on to the next challenge, which would be that home. And let me also just say, it is not a good idea for his mother-in-law to be playing a big role in his financial life. Couples have enough trouble when they're just trying to deal with each other financially. You don't need that third-party opinion playing that role.
All right, Jean, helping Doug on two counts.
There you go.
Nice. The money and taking out the mother-in-law. Way to go. All right, next, this comes from a viewer who recently renovated their home. I took out a home equity line of credit for $250,000 at one bank. Payments for the first few years go directly to paying off the interest. Then I took out another home equity line of credit for $80,000 at a different bank, where payments go toward paying principal as well as interest. The second home equity line of credit, obviously a lower monthly payment than the first. Which makes the most sense to work on paying off first?
You've got to look at the interest rates. It's not a question of what monthly payment is costing you more. It's where are you actually paying more in interest. That's the one that should get paid off first. However, in this situation, we just had an interest rate drop this week of 3/4 of a percentage point. You want to look to see if you could roll those home equity lines of credit into one, reduce the entire interest rate, and then try to pay it off together.
For people who are thinking something like this, is this a good strategy? You know,
taking out a home equity line of credit?
Or doing a couple of them?
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, you're taking out a second mortgage and then a third mortgage. One mortgage for most people is plenty. Home equity lines make sense when you're adding to the value of your home, when you're actually renovating and increasing the value.
All right, our next question comes from Anita here in New York City. I'm soon to be 50 years old, have not saved one dime toward retirement. What's the best way for me to get started?
Well, first of all, let me just say I think it's a really good thing that she is starting, and for all those 50-year-olds out there, it's not too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late, but you do actually have to focus. And for her, that means first taking a look at her work and seeing if there is a retirement plan at work that she could contribute to and get matching dollars like a 401k, because that's the last free lunch in America. If she doesn't have that, you move on to the IRA, and you put a lot of money into an IRA. We can put in $4,000 for 2007, and if you're 50 or over, kick in another $1,000. You allocate those assets, which means you decide how much do you want in stocks, how much do you want in bonds. For a 50-year-old, it should be about 50-50, but if she's not sure what to do with those asset allocations, she can sign up for something called a target date retirement fund, which will do the rebalancing for her. And finally, you just save as much as you possibly can.
And the other thing is, we saw this week, if you're going to buy stock, necessarily don't always put most of your money in your own company.
Oh my gosh, absolutely not. My personal preference is 10% at most.
All right, here's from Adrian. This is interesting. I'm a burnt-out executive, 25 years of experience, worked for many high-profile clients. As I approach my mid-50s, I feel I need to reinvent myself. Any thoughts?
A couple of thoughts. First of all, if over the course of his work life he has become independently wealthy and could actually retire now, then he sort of gets a free pass. You can go out and do whatever you want.
Sure.
But if your retirement is not set, which for most 50-year-olds in the country it's not, I like the idea of finding your second act while you're still working at your first. You do it at night, you moonlight, you go on a vacation. I know we've done stories on that company in the past where they let you try out different careers as a vacation, and you try to find out what you'd like that way, but you get another job while you still have the first.
All right. My fiance and I recently got engaged. This is from Brandy in Colorado. Both have good credit, have one car loan together. I have a car loan by myself. What are the chances of getting a mortgage? Are there things that they should be doing?
They should really be working on keeping their credit in great shape, because these days 720 used to be excellent credit. Now it's more like 760 on the credit score. So you got to be sure you're paying your bills on time. This couple couple later in their email said they only wanted to stay there for a maximum of 5 years. If I only wanted to be there 5 years at most, I might rent instead of buy.
All right, and then this last one is from Debbie from Maine. I'm debt-free, own 2 homes free and clear, own a small pie business, have $30,000 in an ERA, and have excellent credit. So how do I stay debt-free? I worry all the time I'm going to make a mistake and lose what I have. She sounds like she's in pretty good shape.
She's in really good shape. What she needs is a plan, a roadmap that will actually help her move from one step to another so that she's got more confidence that she's doing the right thing and not making mistakes. Clearly, she is so on the right track. I want to know what a small pie business
That's what I'm
looks
saying.
like.
You know, in fact, Debbie, we're expecting some pie,
Exactly.
actually. We would like some
That's
pie.
the fee for this service.
Exactly. We want some pie. Pecan, an apple, nice blueberry, a Dutch cherry would be nice.
Good.
All right. Gene Chatsky, thanks so much. And still to come on today, how creating an exotic and relaxing travel destination in your own home can change